all right. Ride to work. I'm gonna try and remake the video I tried to make a few days ago. I was using a cheap Picasso EK7000 and using it in a protective case with back door with slots in it, but the sound was horrific. So now we're using a new GoPro Hero 13 Black. So we'll see how this goes. So had a snowstorm a couple days ago. So dealing with the after effects. And a few days before that we had snow with freezing rain. So it is a little bit icy underneath on some of these side streets. We've got terrain, cakey tires studded, and a 4.6. So it should be okay. We're riding a Surly ice cream truck. That I've had for maybe 2 years. I don't think it's necessarily even been 2 years. Got a great deal on it during Black Friday. Or was it Black Friday? I don't remember, but the suggested retail of the Surly ice cream truck in Canada is $31.99 for a mass-produced steel bike. This is a fantastic bike, but it's not worth $31.99. But I managed to get it on sale for pretty much half that. So I definitely scooped up one of the best engineered fat bikes you can get. It's just not fancy or high tech. So this route that we're doing on the way to work, I only just recently started going this way. The reason I didn't go this way is because it would involve dealing with some of the busiest streets in the city. But I found some quiet side streets that let us avoid a lot of the madness. So going this way is quite enjoyable now that I found this quieter option. This is our law school here. We got our own law school here in town. There, they do some sort of breakfast. Okay, so no, we're not going to go that way since it's still snowed in. So hopefully the stabilization on this thing is top notch. GoPro's competition seems to be closing in on them. But I went with another GoPro because that's what I'm used to using. I had the original consumer GoPro. My first GoPro was not even HD. And I made my first series of videos with it. I still have those videos up and people have left comments, well, there's only 480p. Yeah, because when that camera came out, that was cutting edge. It was the best you could get, that you could get such a small camera and get that kind of quality out of it. It was cutting edge for the time. Apparently youngsters these days believe there was never a time before high definition digital footage. Hopefully the microphone on this thing's good and picking up my speaking. And from the original non-HD Hero, I went to a Hero HD. And from there I went to a Hero 2. Then I got a Hero 3. Then I jumped to a Hero 7. And now jumped to a Hero 13. Okay, so we are going to, if we can, use some back lanes on the way to work, as long as they've been driven through or plowed. It's like I said, we got a decent dump of snow. So this is something I just started doing last winter, and I really enjoyed it, and I was thinking, man, I should have been doing this for years in the winter time. There are downsides. We do have a riffraff problem, crime problem in this city, but it should be cold enough that nobody's hanging out back here. Almost any place these days we have fentanyl, drug issues here. We have the biggest homeless population we've ever had. There was a story in the news recently that 2 people died. Found one guy dead in his tent. Another one they found, took to hospital. And they died in hospital, and you know, the tone I got from the article is that they died of exposure. We haven't even seen any real cold here yet. They said there's still 100 people trying to live outside. This is a city of 100,000, over 100,000. right, exited that back lane. Now it's going to be a while since we get to use any back lanes, but we are going to go into some quieter back streets. So to our right is Memorial Avenue, which is one of the busiest streets in the city. It's 4 lanes. It's not crazy now because it's before 7 a.m. And then to our left, a couple hundred meters, is Fort William Road, which as well is a 4-lane street and becomes very busy. People drive very aggressive on their way to work. And neither Memorial or Fort William Road have any bike lane, or no thought was given to anyone riding a bike on them. So that's one of the main reasons I didn't come this way. But then we're going to come up onto it pretty soon here. There's actually a really quiet subdivision between the 2 streets and super quiet. We might actually not even see a single car when we drive through there. There's a gym to the left here. They actually used to be in this building, this beautiful new building, newer building. So it's pretty much the nicest gym in the city, but the landlord kicked them out, and because they wanted to use it for something else, and they moved across the street into a much less nice building. And then I had the nerve to raise their prices. Okay, so these are the quiet side streets. Still haven't been plowed, but they've been driven over enough that snow is mostly all flattened. Since it snowed, it's actually cooled off, so everything's kind of firmed up. It's not wet or sloppy at all, and we're going into like 3 days substantially colder. So these side streets will stay this way for a while. This is good for our studded tires. For studded tires, you get range anxiety, just like an e-bike. You were, all right, sorry, electric car and an e-bike. You worry about how long your studded tires are gonna last. If you just ride them on snow and ice, they'll pretty much last forever, but every pedal revolution on bare pavement, you're wearing your tires out. So it's very nice when the streets stay snow covered. It's good for your studded tires and gives you the full winter experience. When you're commuting on a fat bike in the winter, You want to do it on snow all the time. That's why you freaking bought the thing. So super quiet in here, but a couple hundred meters to our left and right are two of the busiest streets in the city. So I got the tires a little bit soft because I'm not 100% sure what we're gonna have to deal with. So yeah, fat bikes are amazing. When you lower the tire pressure, you can do impressive things in the snow. But when you lower your tire pressure, your rolling resistance just seems to exponentially increase, and your average speed goes down with it. So our average speed will be very slow today because of the air pressure drop, because of the lower pressure I'm running. Keep a pump at work, so I'll probably air up the tires for the way home, since hopefully as the day goes on, more of this will be plowed, more of it will be driven over, it'll get harder and firmer, and get away with the higher tire pressure. Okay, so now we're gonna cut through the parking lot of big strip mall. It's our biggest Walmart to the left. Again, we're here before Walmart opens, so it's quiet. Walmart used to be 24 hours, but now they're, I think, 7 to 11. I'll admit it, I've gone to Walmart at 2 a.m. on a weekend back when they were 24 hours. We don't even have 24-hour convenience stores here. They got robbed so often that they also went to 11 p.m. 6 till 11 p.m. Although I think they may have our 7-Eleven equivalent, or they may have one store that's 24 hours, but it's like at one of the busiest intersections in the city, so and it's just off like the Trans-Canada Highway, so yes, for people traveling it gives them the 24-hour gas up option, which makes sense. Northwestern corner of Ontario is sparsely populated. I can remember I used to travel to Southern Ontario by car to do mountain bike races. So it's like a 15-16 hour drive. And then coming home, I'd get to 400, 500, 600 kilometers of home, and that'd be after more or less driving all night, and get to towns like Schreiber, Terrace Bay at 4 or 5 in the morning. They had no 24-hour gas station, so I had to sit and wait for a gas station to open. Okay, we've been out for 24 minutes. Do a temperature check, since our Garmin unit should be now at ambient air temperature. It's minus 12.8 Celsius. Not warm, not cold. I find minus 10, minus 15 is probably the best fat biking. It's not too cold. Snow conditions today firm, dry, not sloppy. Rolling resistance of your tires is manageable. Okay. Bike is shifting very slowly. The cable probably needs lubing, but it's, you know, one of those continuous housings. So we're now in the parking lot of Intercity, which is our biggest mall. It's the biggest mall in Northwestern Ontario. Although we are a 5-6 hour drive from the Mall of America. We're running platform pedals. I've got some North Face insulated hiking boots and some like heavy duty nylon shoe covers. They're not insulated shoe covers, but just even that extra layer over top makes a huge difference in heat retention. I did buy some, believe it or no, I think it's the M4 winter cycling shoe, which is like their 45 North Wolf Hammer competitor. Found them for $135. Like, sweet. So I scooped them up, but for me, the reality of winter cycling boots don't match the fantasy. I don't like how high they come. I don't like how they limit your ankle mobility. So I never actually enjoy it. Like, yeah, I can feel the difference in efficiency. There is some improvement, but I never feel comfortable. So that's why I went back to these platforms. But again, these are like winter hiking boots, so don't know how they're gonna handle minus 20 Celsius, which is what we're gonna see tonight. Here are your studded tires when you get on pavement. Whew. So now we're entering the other side of town. So Thunder Bay was two distinct towns or cities. One was called Port Arthur, one was called Fort William, and then they amalgamated and became the city of Thunder Bay. So the area we just went through, that the mall we just went through, is in an area called like Intercity. It's like the no man's land between them. Port Arthur is hilly. There are streets that rise up from Lake Superior that become like San Francisco steep. The hills aren't as big, but decently steep, challenging hills. And then the side of town that we're now on is pretty much practically flat as a pancake. So this side is Fort William, which is, I think, like the original colonizers' community. There's a fort called Fort William. There's a recreation of that fort here. I haven't visited in a long time, but usually when you have visitors come from out of town, you take them there. It's impressive. well taken care of. So we're kind of entering the worst neighborhood in the city. There was a guy just to our left on his property, looked like he was having a smoke. Hopefully he didn't hear me say that. Okay, so now gonna look for back lanes, see if they've been plowed or driven through, because we did get enough snow that it would be pretty much impossible to ride through. So we're gonna go to one that runs behind businesses, so it's most likely to be good and rideable. All right, more back lane action. This is going to get more difficult from the looks of it. Thank goodness we have tire tracks. Beautiful and quiet. No riffraff, because hopefully it's too cold for them. Whoa, we had an ice ridge there. Rubbed up against the ice ridge and lost a little bit of control. Everything happens in slow motion on a fat bike. Even when you're crashing, it happens in slow motion. Yeah, fat bike studded tires are great, but you know, when you see a fat bike with studded tire, most people are like, "Oh, that's the ultimate winter tire," and it is probably. It makes the widest range of conditions rideable, but when it comes to grip on ice, studded fat bike tires have the worst grip on ice pretty much out of all studded tires, because the weight is spread out, so you have less pounds per square inch on the studs, so they grip noticeably less well. So we're behind the Circle K, which is our 7-Eleven here pretty much in Canada. We no longer have 7-Elevens here in our city. I don't know if we even have them in Canada anymore. I think Circle K bought them out. Okay, so we're gonna take back lane that runs perpendicular to these ones now. Looks well worn in. Up to here, but we have tire tracks, so should be okay. Temperature's still slowly dropping. We're at minus 13.2. But I feel comfortable. So the street we just crossed there, that's now where the hookers hang out. Okay, we can already spot riffraff lurking about. So now we're in a back lane that runs behind the businesses to our left. The street to our left is stereotypically the worst street in the city. It's falling apart, closed businesses. It was the street where the hookers hung out. Now they moved one street over. I guess the city cracked down on them. My nose is really running. There was a trail there that is now all snowed in, so I'll have to go this way. So to our left here is one of the homeless encampments. Okay, we're almost at work. As soon as you get to some busier streets, the snow disappears. Okay, we're at 43 minutes. I was hoping to do 45 minutes, so we're just gonna do a little detour to add a couple more minutes. So here we have a credit union that only now has a drive-through for the ATM, because they used to have a walk-in ATM, but too much crime, too many people trying to do drugs in it, too many people trying to sleep in it. So now they only have a drive-through ATM. Okay, we need 20 more seconds to get 45 minutes. Okay, 45 minutes. Here's where we're riding. Surly ice cream truck. We got 4 lysine. I forget what these are. The KTV 300s. We got a lysine 200 lumen with laser. Can't see the laser. And then we've got 450 lumen cat eye. It's very bright, annoyingly bright. But we made it to work. The alarm. Yeah, thanks for watching. First video on my GoPro Hero 13 Black. Hopefully this footage turns out. See you later.